Hi everyone, and welcome back to Cooking in Pink Boots. And today we will be going on another adventure to Spain, and there we will uncover the secrets to an authentic tasting paella. Although the traditional method to cooking an authentic paella over an open wood fire will not be happening today, but I'm going to show you how to make it happen in your very own kitchen. So buckle up as we take this journey with my chicken and seafood Paella Mixta. Come on. Alright, most of us know Paella Mixta is a Spanish rice dish combined with land and sea proteins, enhanced with fresh vegetables, herbs, and spices. The original authentic Paella Valenciana was born in Spain, Valencia to be exact, and that was over 1,200 years ago. Today, 5 different varieties of paella exist, and regardless of the different styles and ingredients, they all remain true to one thing, and that's their star ingredient being saffron. Yes, the most expensive spice in the world today finds this dish. Now, I like to say let other recipes open the door but walk through it with your own, meaning change it up to what tastes great for you. At the end of the day, you'll be the one eating it. But in this case, be sure to walk through that door holding some saffron. That should not be altered in making an authentic tasting paella. Believe me when I say the paella place will come for you. Now let's get started with the ingredients, shall we? Starting with extra virgin olive oil. Now, Bomba rice is the traditional rice used, but Arborio rice just as good. And that's what I'm using. Moving on, fresh Italian parsley, lemon, red bell pepper, onion, garlic, crushed or diced tomatoes, green onions, and for our seasoning and spices, salt, black pepper, smoked paprika, and of course, saffron. And for our proteins, I have here 3 bone-in chicken thighs, between a half cup to a cup of shrimp, mussels, squid, and clams, and some chicken broth. And this masterpiece, I will be preparing in a 13-inch paella pan, but if you don't have one, a large size pan will work. Now, here I am deboning my chicken thighs. Why not just use boneless, you ask? Well, 2 reasons. Honestly, it's much cheaper for the bone-in, and the bone gives so much more flavor. But at the same time, who wants to deal with bones in a paella mixta, right? You'll see what I mean. Anyways, I trimmed some of that fat and skin to make it a bit more appealing, and I'm simply running my knife, kind of like tracing the bone using very little force, and voila, deboned. Now, just slice in half and simply repeat the steps, and once that's all done, we want to season both sides of our chicken, including the bones, with salt and black pepper. Now, after cleaning our hands and work area really well, we can proceed starting with our red bell pepper. Now, I'm only going to be using half of the small sized red pepper, and you can dice or slice, whichever you prefer. Now, slicing half of a small sized yellow onion, chopping down 6 cloves of garlic, and for garnish, I'm finely chopping down about a tablespoon each of green onions and fresh Italian parsley, and of course, lemon wedges. Moving on to our squid. Most times in a paella, you will find the entire squid ring. I like to chop mine up a bit smaller, and also if you like the tentacles, you can add those in too. Now for my extra large shrimp, I just clean, peel, and devein, but I like to keep the tails on for no other reason than it just looks prettier. Now, let's get cooking. With my heat set on medium-high, to my pan, I'm adding about 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil. Then dropping down my chicken thighs along with the bones. And the second those thighs are cooked, I'm going to remove them from my pan while continuing to cook the bone, extracting all the flavors they have to offer. Then we can discard them. Now, adding to my pan my sliced onions, getting that nice and tender. Then adding my chopped garlic and my chopped squid. Now, I'm only cooking my squid for about 2 minutes, then removing them from the pan and repeating the process with my red pepper. Cooking for 2 minutes, then removing that as well. Now, if you prefer your red pepper more firm in texture, skip this step and add toward the end. Alright, moving on. And here I'm adding in a cup of diced tomatoes. You can also use tomato puree or crushed tomatoes. Now, just heat that through, and the moisture from your tomatoes alone should instantly deglaze your pan of all that stuck on flavor. Now, for our rice, Here I'm adding in a cup and a half of arborio rice and toasting it just a bit before adding in my 3 cups of chicken broth that I had seasoned with a teaspoon of smoked paprika and a pinch of saffron. After pouring in the broth, you want to be sure the rice is evenly submerged in that liquid. Then add in those chicken thighs and letting that all cook on medium-high for 10 minutes. Remember, there will be no more stirring of the paella, but you will have to occasionally rotate your pan so your paella will cook evenly, and giving it a shake every now and then to spread out the liquids. Now, after 10 minutes, it's time to add in the rest of our ingredients. Let's start by neatly arranging our mussels, then clams, shrimps, and bell peppers. And we're going to let that cook for an additional 7 minutes uncovered, rotating and giving our pan a little shake to even out the cooking. Now I'm going to spread out my chopped squid right on top, then season the entire dish with salt and black pepper to taste, and cover with aluminum foil, then reduce your heat to medium-low, cooking for an additional 5 to 7 minutes. Then your paella should look just like this, cooked to perfection. Now just garnish with some chopped green onions, lemon wedges, and finish off your masterpiece with a touch of fresh parsley. Now, doesn't that look amazing from top to bottom? And yes, I mean, look at that nice crust that developed at the bottom. Guys, this paella is so delicious, and not to mention pretty sexy. I'm sure it's a meal you will absolutely enjoy. Now, once again, I want to thank you all so much for joining me on this adventure to Spain with my Paella Mixta. And please join me again for another fantastic recipe right here in my kitchen, where every day I'm cooking in pink boots with her. Bye.